Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
What's up? This is Sakura A and Emilio Santana. And of course, it's After Dark series. And this week is a fight week, baby. It's a big fight week. And we got Sean Porter versus Bud. That's right, the Crawford. And I can't wait to talk all about this fight and much more, because there is another card this weekend that I'm looking forward to seeing as well, for some of the talent that's on there. So we'll go ahead and commence. Of course, the first topic, because it's dominated this week, is going to be Canelo moving up to cruiserweight to get that work, and if he should have stayed at 168 and made it happen with Benavidez. Is this a great move? I'm going to let you answer first, Emilio Santana.
Yeah, I think it's all right move. I would have rather seen Canelo, clear the air at 168 before he, jumped up in weight like that. I want to see him fight a David Benavidez or a Charlo, just clear that, clean that division out and then move up, because that's the big jump going from 168 all the way to 190 cruiserweight or whatever it is. I'm not familiar with the guy he's fighting. But a lot of guys we've known in the past, when guys go up in weight and come back down, a lot of guys don't be the same when they drop weight like that. So I don't know if that's going to be good for Canelo to go all the way up and then try to come back down to 168. We saw Roy Jones do that in the past, and it didn't fare well for Roy Jones. So I would have rather seen Canelo clear, get some of these names out the way before he jumped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for winning as many belts and world titles and adding to your legacy, but I would have rather seen him clean out that division and then move up and go up higher or whatever.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, the concerns about moving up and then having to drop back down, if that's what he deems to do. I mean, my only thing is I'm not sure what Canelo's walk around weight is. His walk around weight might be close to that cruiserweight status. We don't know. So it might not be so detrimental to him as it was for Roy when he tried to move back down, because I felt like that really wasn't Roy's real weight zone, that it had more effect on him. Now, as for the Benavidez fight, I think I've made it perfectly clear how I feel about it. I mean, mainly I'm feeling that way because of the fact that, I feel like the Cinco de Mayo, the build up for the Mexican versus a Mexican American, the build up of Canelo facing someone that would be bigger than him coming in is also very attractive to me. And I feel like those are things that would have made that type of fight, something that's hyped and that the fans would really get behind and be excited about. When it comes to the cruiserweight situation, even though we know that would be him going for a fifth title in another division, he will have that on his record. Yes, it's true. But insiders are going to be like, well, who did you get it from? When they look back at the records, they're going to be like, well, who was this guy? And I can't even pronounce his last name, but he does have a wealth of WBC titles at cruiserweight. Another thing is that people are upset basically because they felt like, Canelo is able to do this because the weight limit was dropped for cruiserweights by about, a couple of pounds, not much, but like it starts where you can't be over 190 now because you have, the bridger weights. So because they created this bridger weight, which was supposed to be 200 to something, I believe it ended up being like 190 to 2 something. Anyway, it fudges the weight zones, but they're saying that now they feel like, oh, now we get the real reason why there was bridge weights. Well, before people were picking on WBC because they were saying that the bridge weight was just another way for them to make money off another division by getting the sanctioning fees for that. But now they're trying to say, oh, this was the full plan in the first place so that Canelo could move up to cruiserweight and still fit inside of that, that range without him being totally dominated by somebody big from, the larger cruiserweights.
Right.
So, I mean, it's all these dynamics and conspiracy theories and different things. I just felt like I was excited when Canelo left the Golden Boy banner and kind of broke that up. He did create Canelo Promotions. I'm thinking that was his time that he really wanted to establish the fact that he wasn't scared to fight anyone. And that since he was then in full control of his career, we were going to be able to anticipate him fighting bigger, better, opponents. And what we are seeing is maybe not so fast. Maybe that's not something that I should have came up with. What you think?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not, too excited about Canelo jumping all the way up to cruiserweight. I would have rather seen him, work his way up to the, going up in weight, clear out the division in super middleweight.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a few names at light heavyweight. He jumped over. You got the Bivals, not Benavides, but Bitterbier. Yeah, you
Bivol.
Bivol, Bitterbier.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just totally jumped right over the light heavyweight division. I don't know if that's going to be good on Canelo body. All this jumping back and forth, going down. He should have just cleaned out the super middleweight and then gradually, move up. So time will tell. I like the legacy of winning, different weight classes like the greats did in the past, Sugar Ray Leonard and all the greats. So we'll have to see.
Okay.
What's up, Edwin? I see you, bro. What's up, John?
Yeah, I was just getting around to Edwin. What's up, Santana? #BPH.
What's up?
That's right, guys. Don't forget, when you want your message read, we'll be glad to do that. We just want to make sure that you remember to type #BPH or $BPH. Let's see. We got John. What's up, John, from the Boxing Commission, Florida and Alabama.
John, what's up?
He says, shout out to Emilio Santana.
John, what's up?
#BPH. I love it, John. Thanks so much. And let's see. We got Ulysses watching tonight. What's up? Yeah, I like that name, Ulysses.
Uncle named Ulysses.
And we got someone named Norbert watching as well. What do you guys think? I mean, is Canelo making the right move going up to cruiserweight to try to secure a 5th title under his name? Or should he have faced some of this stiffer competition that he kind of gets to skip over with taking this option? What was the names you mentioned?
Well, at super middleweight, I mentioned Benavides and Charlo, Andre.
Charlo too, yes.
With Canelo jumping up, maybe that gives these guys time to fight each other. That's another thing I want to see. If they're gonna don't just wait for Canelo. Make a statement and be like, hey, I'm the man right here. Them guys should get together and fight each other.
Oh, okay. My bad. That was Ulysses. Is really DJ Tony. We met him at the Fire Fist Promotions card a few months, last month.
DJ Tony.
So what's up, DJ? Yeah, he looked out for us. We gotta give him his shout outs. I'm so sorry. I didn't know Ulysses, but I still like that name, by the way. And then John, he's saying that the bridgerweight is from 200 pounds to 224. So basically, to round it all out, when you get to that cruiserweight division, they're saying that they want to cut that off now at 190. So I don't know if that has something to do with Canelo being involved or not. But if you were if you was a bridgerweight and you wanted to come down to cruiserweight to fight a Canelo, you would need to dehydrate yourself those 10 pounds to go under 190. So that's how that fits in there with the Bridgerweight scenario. But I mean, all of this is just conspiracy theories, John. I don't know if that's what WBC had planned. I know I'm a proponent for Bridgerweight because I feel like someone that's 200 to 224 should not be fighting someone that's 287 and 290. Those are two different types of heavyweights to me. And they should not be fighting each other because of the weight difference. I mean, but that's my take on that. How about you?
Yeah, that's a big weight difference because, you know, a lot of the smaller weights, it's only like a 5-pound difference. And when you start getting into the heavyweight, sometimes you can be outweighed 20, 30 pounds. So, you know, they trying to regulate and make things more even. I see with the Bridgerweight and super heavyweight divisions.
Okay, I got it wrong again. This isn't DJ Tony that we met. This is Tony Antonius. That's going to be on the card this week.
Tony, oh, damn. Tony.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
Ulysses
is my daddy's name. I got Crawford this Saturday, though. Okay, thanks. And good luck to you in your fight, of course. You know, Tony. We're excited. Sherman let us know that he's going to be joining you guys today. I don't know if he's with you or not, but that would be cool if he is there with you. And also, Tony, you just said that you got Crawford all the way. Now, I want to make sure people understand that Antonius Tony is actually on the card. And he's on the undercard. You can catch him actually on ESPN Plus for the undercard. So you can check him out, find out what he's all about. He's also a welterweight, by the way. And it's going to be fun to see him. So his name is Antonius Grabble. And if you would like to see the interview that we did with him last weekend, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was last week. Yeah. You can just go to our video section of here on Facebook, or you can also go to YouTube and check him out on there as well. So good luck to him. And also, let's go ahead and get back to this Crawford situation. We are about to get to the predictions for that fight, but I just wanted to wrap up this Canelo business with what just happened. Okay. I just wanted to go into this Canelo business with him moving up and skipping over the rest of the 168 division, as well as the light heavyweight division, which is Bivol and Beterbiev, to secure this championship opportunity at cruiserweight. I was trying to see what you guys thought of that. So, Tony, we'd like to know your opinion on that. Would you do the same thing? You're a boxer. Let us know how you feel. And let's see. We got, Luis Camacho. What's going on, Coach Camacho? Florida Boxing Hall of Famer.
I wonder if Canelo feel like the guy he's fighting is a weak link and he want to snatch one of them belts before somebody tough get it, and he might not want to go all the way up the cruiserweight.
Okay, that is another thing that I've been hearing, is that it's a way for him to kind of cherry pick the opponent and have a real easy give me belt that will also secure him as a 5-division champion on the books.
Maybe he feel like this guy might not be champion long, and somebody else in that division might grab it, and he might not want to challenge somebody a little bit more skillful at that weight class, and he see an opportunity. Hey, I better get this belt from this limited guy before he lose it, because I don't want to deal with these other guys that's, some of them guys from the Ukraine or whoever's in that cruiserweight division. He might not want to deal with them guys. Usyk was there not too long ago, but I don't think Usyk was even in Canelo's vocabulary a year ago. But this might be just a strategic move by Canelo that, I'm going to go up there, grab this belt from this limited guy before somebody else, and then I ain't got to worry about going back to cruiserweight when the real talented guys get in the mix, so to speak.
Well,
that could be one angle.
That is one angle, because it would put him back where he could be. He could be back in range for Beterbiev, or he could be back in range for Benavidez by May Cinco de Mayo. So that is an excellent point.
Because when, a lot of things is done with strategic plans, like when Roy Jones jumped up to heavyweight, he didn't just jump up there to fight a Lennox Lewis or a Holyfield. He fought a John Ruiz, a limited heavyweight that wasn't so big, and he saw the perfect opportunity to get this belt before this guy ended up losing it to one of the a bigger, tougher guys. So maybe Canelo kind of looking at this fight kind of like how Roy was looking at John Ruiz. I can go grab that belt from a limited champion and fall back down. But like I said, when Roy did it, he wasn't the same when he dropped that weight and came back down and fought Antonio Tarver, and the rest is history as far as Roy. But we'll have to see, how this plays out with Canelo.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this works out. And, you always have that situation where you play these games so many times, eventually you're going to get burned. So This guy is still a cruiserweight, and he still does have power. Apparently, he was not knocked out or had KOs done to him 2 times in his career. So he's not, indispensable at his weight class. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Canelo could possibly touch him and knock him out. But at the same token, Canelo still has to watch out for his power as well, because it is a division that he's not used to. And because it's also a situation where most of the opponents that Canelo has are at a, let's say, their physicality is not as overwhelming as Canelo's is usually in these fights. So he's usually the bigger guy, in other words. Let's see what Tony has to say here. Let's see. You can read that. Can you see what Tony's saying? Ulysses.
Oh, okay. He said, I think he should stay at 168 and fight the rest of the competition there. But he may have a strategy on why he's going up. Yeah, I think so. I think so too, Tony. I think he see a weak link at cruiserweight, and I think he want to be a 4 or 5 division champion. And I feel like he said, "Yo, let me go grab this belt before one of the tougher cruiserweights get it and lock them belts down." And he might not want to deal with a top cruiserweight, so he probably said, "Yo, let me go get this belt, and then I'll fall back down, and I have another weight class under my belt." So I think it is a strategic move, like I was saying with Roy Jones. Roy Jones saw John Ruiz as a weak link holding the heavyweight title, and he jumped up there real quick, grabbed that belt, and fell back down to light heavyweight. But he wasn't the same when he came back. He looked a little drained, and he just didn't seem like the same Roy when he came back down to light heavyweight. So I don't know if that's going to affect Canelo the same way like Roy Jones, going up and coming back down. But I would have rather seen him, clear out the super middleweight division like you just said.
Yeah, I mean, right now he was poised. He was in the best shape of his life as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen his body look better. And I feel that was like the perfect time to get that body into that engine in order to, like the plant fight was like a warm up to what he could have next as far as levels of competition. But now he's going up, and he's probably going to feel like he's having an easier fight. Then you're putting on that weight. I have to agree with Tony on this one as well. It might end up backfiring on him. It's basically what I'm thinking. You just never know. And he says, I'm just want to be a 5-time weight champ. Well, like he's just trying to get a 5-time weight champ. And John is saying someone 6'3" should not have to fight someone 6'8". Yeah, that's what a bridgerweight, that's what a bridgerweight stops from having to happen. I mean, because the rest of these guys, like these heavyweights are not heavyweights anymore. They're giants. You know, imagine you got like a Mike Tyson and he needs to fight a Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of what we're dealing with in today's heavyweights.
Yeah, way back in the day, I think heavyweights was like 190, like Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano. You had a few dudes back in the past, like Jess Willard, who Dempsey whooped. Jess Willard was way big for a heavyweight back in the day. And then you had Primo Carnero, another big dude, but a lot of them big dudes back in the day wasn't that skillful, and the smaller guys that had skills was whipping a lot of them big dudes like Jess Willard and Primo Carnero, who Joe Louis whooped.
Right.
So
look at my baby. You know your damn boxing, boy. Nobody better not never tell nobody that you don't know no boxing.
I've been watching a while.
And we had CJ. He says Porter will shock the world. All right, CJ. We are going to talk about that later. We were going to try to send you a link. So let's see if you're available to talk about it. Now, the thing that I wanted to get to is that whole gap between 190 and 200. So who is known as the best cruiserweight of this time period?
This time period was Usyk before he.
There you go. Where? Okay, where is Usyk at now? He's above 200. Right. So if he wanted to come down and really face the real cruiserweight, the top cruiserweight of this era, then he would have had to Usyk would have to drop down all the way under 190 now.
I don't think that 4 or 5 weight class was in Canelo's mind a couple years ago. When Usyk was champ.
When Usyk was still down there, right?
Yeah, I don't think that number was in his. I think when Usyk went up, then Canelo, a bell rang like, oh man, I can go up another weight class and snatch one of them belts. Since Usyk ain't hold it, Usyk had all of them on lock. He was the undisputed champion. So he had them all on lock. You never heard Canelo mention no Usyk name, but when Usyk went up, now the belts are floating around, with limited guys grabbing belts. So Canelo like, yo, this is the perfect time.
Right.
To grab one of these belts before, a solid dude like Usyk come around and lock them all up again.
Now, if he tries to drop back down to fight Canelo, because that would be the biggest payday of his life if he got a Canelo fight, then he would have to see how he would have to drain himself all the way back down under 190. That's where that bridgerweight and cruiserweight gap comes into play. Right. So it's kind of strange that would be the new, the new weight zone that you need to be cruiserweight now.
Right.
So I mean, for me, it's just like, it's bad and then it's good at the same time. But if you can't tell me you're like top dog at cruiserweight now, if you fight one person, when I know the real top dude at cruiserweight is Usyk. And that's something that only real boxing fans will be able to figure out. All right, so let's see what we have here. You know what? He said Sherman missed his flight today.
Oh, Sherman.
It sounds like Sherman too, don't it? It sounds just like something Teacher Sherman would end up doing, missing his flight.
Oh.
So yeah, it's not good anytime that. All right, so we talked about Canelo news. Now we're ready to transition. We do have to talk about Andrade. Boo Boo, that's right. He's fighting this Friday night. And also KO Kaylee Reese is the co-main event. They are going to be fighting in Rhode Island. You can see that fight on DAZN tomorrow evening. And I just want to say, Boo Boo is fighting this guy named Quigley that is a UK middleweight. Now, I thought that Andrade had dropped the belt to go up to 168, but apparently he didn't. So there is a championship fight title on the line for this particular fight. And Quigley seems to be, he has some knockouts in his on his record, as well as, as Andrade being the phenom that we know as a super talent. So the question in my mind is, do we think we might have an upset again this week?
Talking about with Boo Boo?
Yeah.
I don't know much about his opponent. I don't feel like it's going to be an upset.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's going to be no upset. It just seems like the same show we keep seeing over and over with Andre. We keep seeing him fight these guys we never heard of from the from Europe or whatever.
I mean, well, who else is he gonna fight? If he can't fight a Charlo, he can't fight a Canelo. They can't make a Triple G. He can, I guess he could fight a Darenchenko, but Darenchenko, if he wins against Darenchenko, it's not going to be seen as valuable anymore because Darenchenko has lost to Charlo. So now we see why they're bringing in these UK boxers to try to keep him busy and just stay in shape. I think these are more like keep him busy type fights.
Yeah, ever since he's been with Eddie Hearn?
Matchroom, yes.
Matchroom. I mean, I don't know when his contract up with them, man. He might need to get with the PBC and get some work with them because he's like fighting the same. It's like the same show with these guys. You know, it's like the same fighters over and over with Andre. We're not seeing him in the big fights we want to see.
I mean, it's tough. It really is tough. Shout out to Ralphie. I see you out there. Larry. I also see Vicky, Vagata. Oh, wow. We got a few people watching tonight. Fico, Eduardo, and Sarah. What's all up, guys? We appreciate all of your support tonight. If you got a suggestion or you have a prediction for this weekend's lineup of fights, please post it so we can read it to everybody. Now, here's my thing. If Andrade wants to get somewhere, he needs to fight someone with a name, an established name. Some of these boxers from the UK are very talented boxers. Because we don't see them, don't mean they ain't talented. Let me just say that. Because we as Americans don't see these guys, don't mean that they don't have talent. The problem is that in order to have a hyped up fight, you got to have a dance partner that people want and people know. You can't bring these people over and they're awesome boxers, but nobody knows them and they think you just, sugar, what do you call it? Sugar, you just bury it. It's like cherry picking. Because they don't know you. I mean, I am one that is consistently saying we cannot judge these boxers because we haven't personally heard of them. This is what happened last week with Terry Harper when most people over there didn't know Alicia Baumgartner was a damn good boxer.
We did.
Yes, we knew it, but they didn't know it. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the U.S. that didn't know she was like that either. But when she got over there, they was like, thinking it was going to be an easy fight for Terry and this and that, and got shocked because you making this perception in your mind that because you haven't heard of the person, they must not be no good. I want fans to understand that may not be the case in every B-side opponent you see, and to stop assuming that shit because you're going to just set yourself up for a failure one time.
Yeah, you got to do your homework and do some research and look at some films when you start making these matches. Learn all you can about a fighter.
All right, so Ralphie, he is actually excited about Julio Cesar Martinez versus Mick Williams, Arroyo, also this weekend. And he says it's going to be a fun fight. Oh, a fun fight. Already calling out Estrada and Gonzalez. Wow. So this guy's already calling out the top of the division in Estrada and Gonzalez, which is Chocolatito. So, Chocolatito, I still wouldn't, if I was a boxer, I still would be leery of him because he's still a threat. At any age, he's a threat. Same with Estrada, total threat. So if this guy, Martinez, is calling out these guys, yes, you're right. This is a fight that we have to see. Now, you're talking about it's going to be on the top rank card for the Bud Crawford, or are you talking about it's going to be on the DAZN card? Yeah, those are the two cards for this weekend. Let us know, Ralphie. We appreciate the heads up on that fight. Because it's going to be good. I feel that now. I do feel that. All right. So basically, let's just say Andrade has to get a name. Eddie Hearns is doing just as bad with Andrade as he is with his management of Dillian White, in my opinion. He's not showing me that he's a great manager when he still continues to allow these people to just act any kind of way they want to with Dillian White after winning these fights. We all know that he's supposed to be the number one contender. WBC is not making Fury versus White a mandatory fight right now. And this is also, I believe, because, you know, White is not Hearns' number one, you know, he's not his number one piece of pie. Mm-hmm. So he is treating him like the ugly stepdaughter known as Snow White. That's what's going on. He is the ugly stepchild. That's how he's getting treated. So Andrade has a similar problem where they're not marketing him properly, and he can't be seen by anybody that doesn't have the zone right now. So that's not helping him get the recognition to make someone like a Charlo or a Canelo have him in their radar. So he definitely has to work more on marketing. You know, you can always call us. We'll help you. So now, let's see. You want to go to the Bud Crawford main event card versus Sean Showtime Porter. Who you got, Emilio, and why? And how?
I got Bud winning that fight by decision. I don't think he's gonna stop Sean Porter, but Sean Porter gonna make it rough. He gonna let him be known that he's been in a fight. You know, Sean's a rough fighter. He comes straight ahead. He puts pressure on you. I think he's gonna really answer some questions people got about Bud. You know, we wanted to see Bud in a fight with a top welterweight, and Sean Porter's a top welterweight. So, but I do give Bud the edge. I think he's gonna win the decision.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a tough fight though, but I believe, you know, Crawford gonna win this one.
Okay. Well, if Crawford does win, who does he fight next? That's going to be the next question. You save and reserve your answer. But I did have a special guest with us tonight, CJ Hooker, known as the Wink. Wink, get on up here with us, please. We need your prediction.
Expertise.
Okay.
What's up?
All right, what's up, y'all?
What's up, CJ? What's happening?
Not much, fam. Just sitting back, chilling, just taking it easy. And I saw y'all was on, so I said, let me get on here and give my prediction for the Crawford fight.
Who you got, cuz? Who you got?
We got to know who CJ has. Woo. I mean, you give some really good predictions, by the way, when I see you on social media. So I got to know who you got in this classic. I mean, this is a classic fight to me, right?
Yes, it is.
Versus
for some reason, I feel that Porter's got a chance to win this thing.
Ooh.
I'm leaning toward Porter.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, I'm leaning toward Porter.
Okay. I'm not mad at you, but you got to give us some reasons why.
Well, I mean, I evaluated his other two fights, championship fights that he had, which were close fights. And I haven't seen Bud in an actual fight with the quality opposition with PBC. So I think this gives Porter an advantage that Bud is not familiar with. Now, Bud might surprise me. I don't know, but I'm leaning toward Porter. I think Porter has what it takes to get the job done.
Oh my goodness. So this prediction is one for the books. You know what? I'm kind of leaning in between, just like, well, you solidly decided, CJ. Me, I'm like on the fence because I do feel that experience that Porter has over Bud will come in handy in this fight because he ain't never been to the level that Porter is going to take him.
Yeah, because I mean, the quality of opposition that Bud has is, you know, pretty much unproven outside of junior welterweight where he dominated. Now that he's in welterweight, he hadn't had any opposition yet of that caliber of a Spence or anybody's even Pacquiao. So this is going to be the litmus test for Bud. If Bud can somehow get Porter out of there, which I don't think he will be able to do, I think it's going to be a long and hard fight for him.
CJ, do you think Kell Brook was damaged goods when he fought Crawford?
Yeah, he was damaged.
He was damaged.
He was damaged. Yeah, he definitely was. He was not the same. Nope.
So you got Porter by decision, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to knock Bud out. However, it's just one punch can take it. One punch.
Oh, okay.
All
But
right.
I'm going Porter by decision.
James? What's up, James Dominguez from
James.
the Punchline with Kelly Pavlik? He's joining us tonight. What's up, my man? That's my boo. And then we got Joseph. Oh my goodness.
James, tell the ghost we said hey.
Yes, for sure. Jaqueen, he says Crawford by KO in the 8th round. Oh my goodness, boy, these predictions are tough. Jose Ocasio, Superfly is in the house.
Jaws.
We need your opinion. We need your prediction, Jaws. Type it on in. He has a fight in Ocala this weekend, this Saturday night. You don't want to miss that if you're in the Ocala, Florida area. Superfly, baby. Superfly. And it's war when you see him fight, CJ. You got to see this fight one time.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. All right. So thanks everybody else for actually looking. I'm still looking for these predictions. I want to go back to the guy that said Crawford by KO in the 8th round. What makes you think Crawford is going to get a KO out of Porter, who has been known for his stiff goat-like chin? He went in there with Spence, and Spence hit him with everything he had, including the 12th round, which was a hell of a punch. Remember they had him looking like Wanda? Yeah. From Martin, CJ. He was looking okay. Porter was looking like that. And the only thing Spence got for his work was one hand drop. He still didn't fall out. How are you getting a KO? I got to know. You have to type me back what's going through your mind there. And we got
I need to know that myself.
Rob.
We got Rob. What's up? Rob MC out from California joining us tonight. And he says Crawford.
Crawford.
All right. You didn't tell us how though. I needs to know. I got to know. All right, CJ, what do you think about Porter's chin? Do you think it's possible for Bud to be able to KO him?
I don't know. I don't think Porter's never been knocked out, right?
No,
he hasn't. No.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. I think this is going to be the litmus test. I think Porter. I think he took one vicious shot. I think from was it Spence? I think he took a vicious uppercut and survived that one. So I don't know if Crawford is as strong as Spence. He might be more technically sound, but I don't think he's as strong as Spence. And if Porter took that shot, I think Porter will be fine.
Remember, Broner knocked Porter down too one time, CJ.
Yeah, but you see, he got back up. You know how that ended. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you tell me, what do you think about Spence if he can be KO'd? I mean, do you think that if Spence didn't KO Porter, Bud can?
Yeah, I feel like he can. I mean, it's all about timing and that punch you don't see sometimes. You know, if he catch Porter with something he don't see, I think Bud got the power to stop him. It's just catching him with the right shot. You know, that he don't see, that punch he don't see.
It goes both ways, though. It goes both ways. Same thing. Porter can catch Crawford, and it's over.
Right.
Well, that's what my next question was, gentlemen. Do you see any way possible that Porter could best Bud Crawford into possibly a KO situation or a TKO, I would say? Is he capable of that?
Yes, I think he is. I definitely think that Porter is capable of pulling this off, possibly by knockout. But like I said, I'm leaning towards unanimous decision or maybe a split decision. I'm weighing the options on that one. But as of right now, I got Porter by a decision.
We have seen Bud get rocked a few times in the past. And the dude was the Green Machine knocked him down.
Yeah.
In that one fight.
The Green Machine did. Yeah, he did.
Even Gamboa, I think, rocked Bud a couple times when they had some back and forth exchanges.
Yeah.
And there's somebody too, man. Rock Bud. So that's not far out the picture that he can't get stopped. You know?
That's true.
Far, you guys are saying that Bud has been rocked more often than Spence has. I mean, I'm sorry, than Porter has. I don't know why I keep saying Spence. So
I mentioned him by accident. Well, not by accident, but I mentioned him. So you're all good. I was comparing the fights, with Porter and Spence versus what he's going to be facing against Crawford. So the way I look at it, Porter has a good shot because I think his chin is solid enough to take Bud's blows, and all he has to do is just move around, pump the jab occasionally in his face, get inside, and wear Bud down.
Guys, we need your predictions. We have to have your predictions. Mark, Anthony, what's up? MRJ in the house. We got to have your prediction on this. Porter versus Crawford. Who you got and how do you see it?
Let's see what little brother got.
What Mark say? I see Bud winning by unanimous decision, but would love to see Porter pull the upset. Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Mark's saying he wants to see Porter pull an upset. That ain't far-fetched, man. I mean,
okay.
Porter can beat anybody on any given night.
Yep.
This is going to be interesting for sure. This fight is more tantalizing to me than a lot of fights that we've seen. The only other one that's getting on my radar really, really badly is the Fulton versus Figueroa fight that's coming up. I think that's going to be like really super, like it could be a boxing match or it could be a boxing brawl. Figueroa know how to bring out the brawl in people. And, Fulton has proven through his previous fight that he can get in there in the pocket and still hit you with something serious. So, that one is another one that's got me hyped like this one, where it could go from boxing to brawling. Now
Figueroa showed his moxie in the last outing he had. He was he stood in the pocket and did what he had to do to win that fight. So I'm actually leaning toward Figueroa in that fight. Man,
I like him. He don't even look like a fighter, but he fight his ass off. That Figueroa.
Yeah. He does.
He the body work he does. I mean, that's gonna be an exciting fight.
Yeah, exactly.
An exciting fight right there.
Yes, and them little guys, they know how to put out volume. Like they have a lot more volume of punches, so you get to see a lot more action. In my opinion. Oh yeah. So Rob, he says, could even be on a points though. So he's saying it could be a situation where, Porter could win on points. And then Ralphie says Brona dropped Porter late round, if I remember.
It was late. It was late, Ralph. It was late.
And then we got Carlos. He says Porter getting stopped for the first time.
Oh, Carlos.
Carlos going with that Bud, baby. And then let's see. You says, hi, cousin. I watch you all the time. Oh, okay. What's up? It's good to see you. Are you saying cuss to Emilio or me, though? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Renee, she says, salute, Boxing Playhouse. What's up, Renee? How you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. Oh, she said it's Charmaine. It's my cousin. Hey, and congratulations on your new engagement. I'm glad to see that you're about to tie that knot again. All right, so we got Bud KO's Porter in round 7. Renee, what is going on with these KO predictions? This is surprising to me. I just don't see it for some reason.
CJ, do you think this could be possibly a fight of the year?
Possibly. I think it's gonna be one. Because I was watching the shows that they have preparing for the fights, and I see that Porter is serious. He wants to get this done. He wants to prove that he belongs in that elite level fighter in the welterweight division. I mean, he's fallen short in the past 2 championship fights. Third time's the charm. That's why I'm calling Porter this time.
Hey, before we leave this weight class, CJ, I want to know who do you think is the top young welterweight coming up under these guys?
Whew, man, that's tough. That's a tough one to decipher on that one. I'm waiting to see if Josh Taylor's going to come up and challenge. That's what I was waiting on.
Josh Taylor.
That's what I was waiting to see.
What about Virgil Ortiz or Ennis Boots?
Oh, at Boots, I heard he's a bad boy. he's a bad boy.
He's like, don't even try
this
it.
Weight class is starting to fill up, man. And Nigel Ben's son, Connor Ben over in England, he's trying to, I wonder if Keith Thurman gonna get back in the mix.
I've been wondering if Keith's gonna get back in it. Keith might have to move up to the next weight class.
That's what Danny Garcia talking about doing, moving up to the middleweight.
Oh yeah, because I mean it's wide open up there. But see, here's the thing.
Hey, your boxer Rob MC. He says Crawford round 10 and cover the bet on points. Oh, okay. He like you going all in then Crawford. Carlos Porter is a dog, but being a dog against Crawford is gonna get ugly. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's exactly what I think is gonna happen because Bud got a mean streak. So for me, that's still an instinct. As soon as you hit him, he gonna get mad and he gonna be ready to retaliate against you. And he sometimes falls into that, that momentum of not using his boxing skill, even though it's there. He gets so pissed off, and then his mama's out there like, get him! His mama.
Hey, now I got a question for y'all.
Yes.
After this fight, what's next for the winner? That's what I want to know because as of right now, we're looking at Spence still being out with his eye injury, and we don't know if he's going to come back or he might have to forfeit his belts. We don't know. And then that's going to leave a wide open field for these new guys to come in if that's the case. So what are y'all thoughts on that?
I say the winner.
But hold on a minute, because we got a couple of more comments, CJ. We got to get.
Go ahead.
Before we answer that question, because we're going to do a segment on who goes where next if they win. So let's just see. We got Carice Brown in the house. Carice, the golden child, fighting out in the Midwest this weekend, guys. She's already there. Good luck.
Woman right
Good
there.
luck, Mom.
All right.
We got to see you win another one.
She just came back from Colombia with a win a couple weeks ago. So Carice is a busy champion right there.
That's right. A champion and on the move for another belt. Let's hope she can get it. And let's hope it could be right here in this area that we get to see her unify some titles.
Right.
She's in that deep division of lightweight, CJ, for what's going on right now. All right. So let's see what Renee is saying now. Renee, where you at? What you say? Can you read that for me?
Right.
It's on here right now.
She said, I feel Bud has a lot more on the line if he loses, which is why I think Bud is a lot more determined for the win in an impressive fashion.
Oh, that's a good point.
Bud winning impressively.
You're right. That's a good point. I feel her on that. It is more like if Sean Porter, he already has losses. He's not the one that people have high up on the pound for pound list as Crawford. Let's just say he has a lot more at play than Porter does if he loses. All Porter has to do is at least look decent in this fight and cause problems for what we call the pound for pound great. One of them anyway. So he doesn't have as much on the line. You're absolutely right. Rob from the UK says more likely it will go points with Crawford. Neither have been stopped. And then Renee likes Ennis too, CJ. She says he's going to be champ very soon in his division also.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Carlos says Boots is the welterweight to look at.
Boots is what he said. Hold on.
Renee says Bud, Spence, and Ugas will either lead the division or retire. Ennis will take over.
I said that 3 years ago. I said,
Okay.
next boogeyman at welterweight.
Wow.
I said that 3 years ago.
Ralphie says Floyd and Mayweather and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. both are talking about an exhibition fight in Mexico or Texas. What do I think about it? You don't even want to know, man.
Yeah.
You really don't want to know.
I thought Floyd downplayed that, like he didn't want to, entertain
Yeah,
that.
Floyd was saying at that time that he didn't know about it, but they might have talked it into because they all at the WBC convention this weekend,
Yeah.
and so they could have talked it over and been like, "Look, man, we can make this easy money." Although Floyd said he didn't want to ruin either one of their reputations that they had for the boxing.
Chavez is like 60 years old now, almost.
Yeah, I really feel like it's too much of a wide age difference for this to be like, a big exhibition.
Oh, yeah.
Rob says, you got to think Crawford has beat the best where Porter has not. And Porter has lost 3 on points, but shows he's tough enough to not get knocked out. It's going to be a good fight, though. You're absolutely right. And what's this last comment before we can get to this final question that CJ has posed to us? Renee.
I'm a guy, by the way. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Renee.
My middle name.
Okay, Renee, I understand. We're sorry about that. No problem. We just thank you for being a part of the show tonight.
All right.
All right. So the question is, where do these boxes go if either of them win? CJ, you wanted Emilio to go first, or you're going to take this question first?
I'll take this question. Like I said, I'm trying to see if Spence is going to return or if it's going to be, he's going to have to relinquish his belts and it'll be wide open. It will be waiting. However, whoever wins this fight, I'm thinking if Porter wins, he'll get the rematch with Ugas and then get the 2 belts there and then challenge Spence by that time for the undisputed. However, if Bud wins, I think Bud might also challenge Ugas and then like the winner. Either whoever wins this fight is going to challenge Ugas next. That's my belief.
I think Manny Pacquiao gonna throw a wrench in the game and want to come back next year.
He's going to be president, man. He'll be president in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, he's gonna be president of the Philippines.
Manny ain't got time to be fooling with us. He wants to help his people.
Yeah. I see the same scenario you just said, though, CJ. Maybe them unifying the belts with Ugas.
Yeah.
I see that's probably the only logical thing. If Spence ain't available, is to try to get the rest of the belts together.
Yeah.
I was like, who got the WBO belt? That's
what Crawford has.
That's right. Crawford got that. So
the WBA was Ugas. Ugas has the WBA, but they're making him possibly go through a tournament to see if he can be the super champ for WBA. And then you got WBC and IBF is with Spence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. For me, I feel like if Spence would have pulled this off and become WBO champion, he would have to have basically a rematch with
you mean Porter and Ugas?
Rematch with somebody he's already fought, because all the other belt holders are people he already fought. Ugas, Spence. Unless
Porter.
they make him do a rematch.
Give Boots that shot.
That's true too. Maybe Boots couldn't try to get the belt from Porter. Porter's the type of fighter that he's not going to turn down a fight, even if it's not in his best interest.
Yeah.
Let's see though. If Bud moves forward, Then, of course, you want to unify titles, and we finally can build up a Spence versus Ugas fight. If Spence is in the position of healing to allow this fight, next year in 2022. But if it's not, if Spence is out of the equation, then you're looking at him versus a Ugas to unify a belt. Or you're at least seeing where you can cross over and he can start fighting some other PBC welterweight boxers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's one other caveat, and that's if Bud wins and he hauls ass and moves up to 154. Because he may be tired of playing these games with PBC and the whole you can't fight this welterweight.
Yeah.
Maybe you can fight. He might be done with that, and he might decide, okay, I proved all I need to prove at welterweight because I beat Sean Porter, who's fought he's the only one that's fought all of them. So he might decide to move up to 154 and grab another title at that division. Then he becomes a four-time champion, a four division champion, I believe.
I heard him mention Canelo name the other day.
No, cuz.
Do it.
No.
Smith was gonna do it. He was trying to get a Canelo fight too.
No.
What
That's not happening. No.
What are you saying?
No. That's a little too much. Nope. No. I'm telling you now, that's too much.
Well, you might have said that a week ago about Canelo jumping up to cruiserweight also, but it still happened.
Well, Canelo is Canelo. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say.
All right. So Rob from England says, our British boy, he says, Pac-Man for president.
Okay.
And then Carlos says Spence is moving up. And then, well, he does look like he's moving up, but he did lose all that weight last time. So he would be putting his body under stress and duress trying to move back down. But I'm sure he don't want to just give up them belts he already has acquired. So that's very tempting when you already got 2 of those titles and you're only missing 2 more to be considered a unified champion, which is what some of these guys are aiming for now.
Yeah.
But Carlos says, I honestly wanted to see Canelo versus Spence at 160. See? Yeah. I knew it, Carlos. I knew somebody was going to be okay with that fight. And then Renee, but would you want to see a Bud versus Spence, Carlos? Or would you want to see a Bud versus Canelo? Let us know. Renee says, Bud mentioned Canelo name. Payday. He want payday. I know that. Okay, I can't blame him. I want a payday too.
Yeah.
Bob says we want Canelo versus Triple G again. The 3. Let's talk about that for a minute. I mean, honestly, CJ, are you still interested in a Canelo versus Triple G 3?
That would be entertaining. I think it would be entertaining, but this time I think Canelo will probably win this one legitimately this time. So the other 2 fights were suspect, but this time I think he'll win it convincingly.
Okay, breaking news. Well, you go ahead. What do you think about that?
What, Triple G and Canelo?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
you would still want to see that fight.
I mean, it would be entertaining, but I think now Triple G is more on the downslide, and Canelo is on the up. So I think Canelo would beat him more convincingly if they fought now. Triple G's been kind of inactive. He's getting older. And Canelo is on a run right now. This is his run, and I think he would beat Triple G more convincingly if they fought.
All right. Well, hey, y'all, I'm going to get ready to go because I think my battery is low. However, remember my prediction, Porter by decision. Next time y'all have this
news, you don't want to hear this breaking news?
Oh, well, give me the breaking news before the battery goes.
Speaking, it just hit the airwaves. Errol Spence Jr. is cleared to fight as WBC names mandatory challengers for him.
Okay. Okay. Well, that answers that question.
Mandatory challenger for welterweight is somebody we don't even know. Thulani Benji versus Edward Skelvinsky for the vacant silver title, or the winner versus Alexander Spudin for the final mandatory. So they're saying they want all these people to fight in order to have his mandatory for the WBC.
Okay, so that gives Spence time to heal. So, but then that's just pushing back a unification back even further. I don't like that.
Because them belts can just move around at that point, you know.
Hey,
yeah.
Get you, CJ, coming on, man.
Thanks, CJ.
No problem. I'll see y'all the next time. Thanks for inviting me again, man.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time. We need your predictions.
All right, y'all got it. One
All
love,
right,
fam.
peace.
All right.
Okay, so thanks and shout out to CJ Hooker for joining us for his predictions. I like his predictions. I think they're pretty on point a lot of times. So that's why I wanted to bring him on to give his prediction for this particular fight, Porter versus Crawford. We just had breaking news while we were on that's saying that Errol Spence Jr. has been cleared to fight again, but his mandatory challengers have to fight each other before we know who he will fight, which is all individuals that we don't know as major players in the rankings for the welterweights, basically. All of them had foreign names and such. Doesn't mean they're not good, but it's kind of fuzzy. All right, so let's see. Boxers should only fight the top 10 or top 5 unless they have beaten them all. All right, that's a good point. And Ralphie says Triple G versus Jamie Munguia looks like that be for next year if they agree. Okay, and he says he got Munguia beating Triple G. Well, see, that's what I was getting to. Rob, he says Triple G has been the only guy to trouble Canelo. Well, Laura gave him a lot of trouble as well. I do remember that. And Carlos, Triple G will get stopped. You know the problem I was asking you about when I said, are you still interested in a Triple G versus Canelo 3?
Yeah.
It's because I have no fucking interest in it at all. None. You've waited this man out, made him significantly older, and he's been declining. In the last 2 fights we saw, we didn't see the same Triple G. Now with Darenchenko, they said that he had the flu or some kind of bug at that time, which probably was COVID. But so that they excused the way he looked in that one. And it was still a competitive fight, by the way, with him being ill. But I felt that Darenchenko really won that fight. And then we had Triple G over the last summer, well, or beginning of the year, I think. I forget who. I don't even remember who he fought. But the point is that he still didn't look as good as he normally looked. I feel that they waited too long for this Canelo versus Triple G situation. And I think that's just the way that Canelo wanted it. Now, let's move on. I ended that real, didn't I? All right, let's see who's else in the game tonight. Well, Carlos says he got Jamie Munguia if him and Triple G did fight. And then Rob says Triple G will be ring rusty now too and older. Yeah, there you go. Rob is on my side with what I'm saying. See, great minds, we think alike, Rob. Ralphie says Tim Zayas is Zoo. They pronounce it Zoo. Yeah, Tim Zoo. Okay. Tim Zoo is really a person to look out for and watch. I keep hearing about him.
I'm talking about Tim Zoo and Harrison fighting at one time.
Oh, that would be good.
And Harrison said he would go over to the
Australian do it
and fight Tim Zoo.
That would be good.
So that's a good fight to see.
But he kind of got Perella problems. Peralta. Is it Peralta or Perella?
Who,
Brian Perella is who he fought last.
Tim Zoo?
No, Harrison.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah, he didn't look. I thought it was too early for him to fight after his dad had passed, but he took the fight anyway, and I don't think he was concentrating as good and as in good a shape as he normally was.
I forgot about that fight right there. Damn.
He says Lomachenko is coming up soon. Yay! That's right, top rank, and that's gonna be in the